You are listening to the Children of Film podcast.
We're a 1.5 hour long dick joke. Wow.
Well, how
Did you
about
just
that
hear
shit?
That intro? That was fucking great. That's going to be our intro now for the next couple of weeks, Jacob. What do you think?
Well, we've just, for the next couple weeks, don't you mean for the next couple millennia?
Yeah, the next fucking 100
I think
million
we've just
years.
I think we've just descended from being the best movie podcast to the best podcast.
Yeah,
just
like
ever
in general. We've transcended.
We've
now.
finally got a basic thing that every podcast has.
Yeah,
it only took us 15 episodes.
I know, like, we are really, really generic now. We're not, like, out there doing stuff that no one else is doing. Now we're a part of the crowd.
We're part of the system.
You all. We have.
We've sold out.
Hey, guys, how are you today? I hope you like that new intro. I am Jaron, and this is my co-host, Jacob. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, you're listening to the Children of Film podcast. As you know, you already. I mean, if you clicked on the fucking video, you know what you're listening to.
Yeah, you should be pretty.
And we got a decent show for you today. We're going to be talking about stuff in the film world, and we're going to get started.
Have enough of stuff. You can never have enough of stuff,
dude. Fucking don't even get me started. But yeah, we're gonna get started with the usual shit that we do.
I thought you didn't want to get started.
We talk about fuck you. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Where we talk about the films that we have been watching over the past week, just to ease you into the podcast. I'll take this.
We've been talking for like 30 minutes before recording, like planning the show out, and now I'm here and I have like nothing. I can't think of anything to say. I'm just like, oh yeah, but so movies are great, aren't they?
The big lights get to you, Jacob, don't they? Not me. I'm a bit more cool, a bit more calm, a bit more collected, a bit more confident.
So, yeah.
And,
Jaron, what movies have you watched since we last recorded, and what did you think of them?
All right,
get some recommendations out to the people.
I watched Steven Spielberg's The Terminal. It was pretty good. It's in the lower echelon of Spielberg, but it was still pretty good, damn good and enjoyable. I mean, Tom Hanks plays a Russian. If that doesn't get you interested, I don't know. I don't know how I can sell you anymore. And
it's about a guy with terminal cancer, right?
Yeah, it is, and yeah, and it's really quite sad. No, he gets so he's at an airport going back to his he's trying to enter the United States when all of a sudden in the plane ride between him when he enters the airport he learns that his country has been taken down by radicals, and now he has no government, so he doesn't have his visa isn't valid because he's not a part of a country, because it's not even a country anymore. So he can't enter the United States, and he can't go back to his country, and he's kind of stuck in the terminal. And, you know, the terminal owner is just trying to get him out, like, try and pass him by, and he ends up being there for a long time, and he makes friends with everyone, and, you know, it's a really good movie, really lighthearted, really good. I mean, yeah, it's got none of the punch like a Saving Private Ryan or a Schindler's List, but it's still a damn good, enjoyable watch. I gave that a 4. I watched The Late Bloomer. It's a 2016 comedy.
I always see that pop up on Netflix. How was it?
It was actually pretty funny. I mean, it's not a good movie. It stars Johnny Simmons, who I love, and J.K. Simmons and Jane Lynch. For some reason, she always just pops up in little roles in the randomest movies. And it was pretty damn funny. I mean, the last 30 minutes were appalling. But it started off pretty damn funny, and the whole time they were playing Johnny Simmons as this 30-year-old, and I'm like, he looks like 20. Like, I don't buy this. And then when you actually realize that puberty has not hit him at all because he had a brain tumor, so puberty has never hit him. And then all of a sudden it hits him like a truck, and in the space of a week he starts growing hair, and he masturbates for the first time, and he starts doing it like 10 times a week, and then he starts trying to get with girls, and his voice cracks, and he gets acne. It's just hilarious.
But like, how do you get to like 20 years old and not have tried masturbation?
No, because he had never had the sensation. And he had a baby dick. His dick hadn't grown or anything. He had no testosterone. It's a hilarious premise, and it's not great, but it's pretty damn funny.
You'd think he would have tried it though. Like, you'd hear your mates talking about it.
Well,
like,
yeah, he did. But he's
actually
made a career out of never being sexually active, because now he's a professional book writer on how to avoid sex and how to not let sex control you, because he's never needed to do it. And they actually raise an interesting discussion on maybe if humans were never sexually active and never had the desire desire to stop what they're doing and just sex this. It's like maybe
probably would have gotten a lot more done.
Yeah, probably could have accomplished a lot more. Like the guy's like, man, fuck, instead of being an English teacher, I could be like curing cancer right now, but no, because I've just wanted to fuck like a jackrabbit from 18
I probably would have made a
30.
feature film by now if it weren't for all that.
Yeah, right. I then watched Stand Up Guys right after that because, you know, I think the premise was interesting and I love the people in it. Robert De Niro and Alan Arkin and Christopher Walken, and it's just a guy, and it's just
is that in the genre of old people try to be young again?
That was my letterbox joke. Yeah, it's in the genre of just old people trying to, like, look at me, I'm not an old actor, I can still do it. It actually had a kind of sweet ending, and I did like it. I have a soft spot for these actors, so I gave it a 3. It was fine. I rewatched Kingsman: The Secret Service in getting ready for the next one, and I still love it. Damn good movie.
When do we get that? Like July? Or October?
October, I think.
I think they pushed it back.
Yeah. I rewatched one of my all-time favorites, Moneyball. It's so damn good. Jonah Hill, Brad Pitt, everyone's so good in it. I just love that film.
Statistical analysis. It's beautiful.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, watch it. Yeah, Moneyball's damn good. I watched Win It All, the original Netflix movie, and it's their best one of the year since Hush of last year, in my opinion, which Jacob told me best one since Hush, and I was like, well, since Rush, it's not better.
I'll just jump in here because I watched it over the week as well, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I like gambling movies, but a lot of them bug me because the main character is often like loathsome, and the movie tries to make you root for them. That was my problem with The Gambler. Wahlberg just plays this boring ass depressed guy, and the movie tries to make you root for him. It's like, no. And then what I liked about this movie is that it focuses more on him trying to get better rather than slipping back into losing
good
all his
middle
money
bit
and
of this, because it's only a 90-minute film, and the good middle half an hour is just him doing day-to-day stuff and trying to ignore his urges and get with this girl. And I really
he fucks up big time, but instead of just falling apart, he actually sets a plan in motion to try and fix his mistake.
Yeah, and it takes an interesting spin because he says that he's not addicted to gambling, he's actually addicted to losing. Like, he thrives on that feeling of having nothing, which is something I haven't really seen a lot.
And Jake Johnson was fantastic.
Oh god, yeah, man, he's so good.
So if you got Netflix, highly recommend this one.
I watched Layer Cake. It's an old Matthew Vaughn movie. I was in the mood since Kingsman: Secret Service, and I mean, goddamn, I'm just gonna say it. Daniel Craig is fucking excellent, man. This is the movie that got him James Bond, and you can tell he's just so calm and suave and soft-spoken, but still a badass. And actually, in this movie, kind of a bit of a pussy. He gets beaten up a lot, but no, I loved it. So I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5.
The best part about Layer Cake is he's not a depressed alcoholic in it.
Yeah. I watched Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which I love. I gave that a 4. It's so damn funny from the start to beginning. The last scene just didn't have to be in there, but from the start to beginning, it's really great. I recommended that to Jacob too. He may be talking about that. I rewatched the Lego Batman movie in theatre for the second time. I took my little brother, drove him up there, paid for him. We watched it, and I liked it even more on the second time. A couple times in the first screening, I was like, I wasn't too sure and stuff, but I liked it.
Still waiting.
The movie still really relies on you being a Batman fan. I mean, a casual fan can go in there and laugh, but it's not the like general comedy like the Lego movie. It kind of relies on you to be a fan. I watched The Fast and the Furious, the 2001 original, to get keen for Fast 8, because I haven't seen 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only seen 5, 6, 7. And it was actually better than I thought. I actually really enjoyed it, up until the last half an hour where it gets a bit silly. But the first hour and 10 minutes is really enjoyable. I really enjoyed it.
Watching that and then looking at the trailer for Fast 8, it's like, what the fuck happened?
It's pretty depressing, yeah. I watched our film swap, which we'll talk about later, and then I watched the new Netflix movie that just dropped yesterday, Frat Star. And Netflix is back to its original game of pumping out shit. There is so much good filmmakers around, and you're just shoveling us crap. It's really disappointing.
Win It All is exactly the kind of movie they need to be focusing on. It's an indie movie that works with a VOD sort of release from a good, respected indie director, Joe Swanberg. That's the type of movie they need to be going for, not this just shit with no life.
They don't care about the quality of their movies because they make their money off their memberships. They just care about pumping movies out. Win It All is exactly the kind of movie that Netflix is a perfect, platform for. I rewatched. I've started watching the TV series Archer as well. It's pretty damn funny, Jacob.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, it is. It's really adult. Like it's pretty like it's.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But there's like 10 episodes a season. They're 20 minutes. There's 7 seasons, and it's so damn funny. If you watch
currently
Rick and Morty,
binge
Jerry
watching
from Rick and Morty plays one of the main characters.
Yeah, I'm currently binge watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a really funny show about terrible people.
You have to watch Rick and Morty too, Jacob.
Yeah, I guess. That's just... I've never been that interested in it. It's like...
Yeah, neither was I, and then I watched it and I fucking loved it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess. I'll get around to it one day. So I'm very behind on my TV series at the moment. But Better Call Saul premieres soon, and we're going to watch that, and I'm so excited.
Finally, the best show of the year is back. I mean, Game of Thrones is damn good too, but it's Better Call Saul, man. It's so good.
At this point, Better Call Saul and fucking Daredevil and Jessica Jones are the only shows I care about right now. Game of Thrones, yeah, but I didn't really love the last season.
Oh yeah, so I'm only down on it because of the last season, but every season
I'm not like shitting myself with anticipation for it, but I'm still excited to see where the series goes. Yeah. But compare myself now to 2 years ago, where I'm like, oh dude, what the fuck is going to happen to the Seven Kingdoms? Yeah. At this point, I'm like, yeah, well, dude, at
the end of the last one, I mean, the only reason I'm like, can you just get on with it is because fucking old Khaleesi does is meander around. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah. But Jon Snow's Battle of the Bastards was really good.
After what happened in the last one, and Jacob, have you seen the trailers? Winter has arrived. It's come. Winter is full storm.
I don't watch the trailers.
I haven't either, but I've heard people say winter is full storm now. It's fucking ready. And after what happened in the last episode with King's Landing, I'm just keen for it. Anyway.
Yeah, alright, I guess I'll talk about my diary display. I watched Blazing Saddles. It's been sitting on my Blu-ray shelf for a while, and I hadn't seen it yet. And yeah, this is the type of classic satire, farcical sort of comedy that I really love. Kind of like Airplane. There's a lot of jokes where just shit doesn't fit the context of the universe and everything. Mel Brooks is hilarious as a director and as like a cameo actor. He plays like a few random characters and stuff. But it's like the West, and it's about this black dude who... he's about to be like hung for something, I can't remember, but he gets appointed as the sheriff of this town because they want to destroy the town basically, and you like put their railroad through it. So they name this black guy as sheriff of the town because they know everyone will hate him and it'll fall apart. And it just sort of goes from there. And it's a really, really funny commentary on race relations and everything like that. And it ends up being I'm losing my train of thought, but it's like, I don't know, but it's really, really funny. God, I am not on my game today, Jaron. I'm sorry, but no, Blazing Saddles...
It's kind of disappointing me. It's making us look bad.
It made me laugh a whole lot, and you should definitely watch it, and the performances were great. I watched Blast of Silence on the recommendation of my friend Ewan Brown. Shout out. I don't know if he's listened to our show yet, but...
I highly doubt it.
It's from 1961. It's this like real sort of late noir film, and it's about this hitman who travels to New York on a job, and it has this really interesting narration. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a movie narrated like this before. It's basically the narrator telling us the character's inner thoughts, but sort of saying it to the character, like, you never liked this city, but that's okay. And I thought it was really, really interesting how it was narrated, and I really enjoyed that element of it. You know, it does drag a little bit, and towards the end I wasn't really interested in the story anymore, but I really, really liked the world that it created. And it was a really, really good example of low-budget filmmaking, and it is on YouTube, and it's really, really short if anyone feels like checking that out. I watched Milk for the first time, another one's been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I absolutely loved it, Jaron. Highly recommended. Sean Penn was... fantastic as Harvey Milk, and I know I've seen a lot of people say that you know, oh, he's too famous, he doesn't disappear into roles anymore. But, like, I haven't seen him in a whole lot of movies, so I just thought he was, like, brilliant in this. I just saw the character.
Mystic River, he was fucking excellent.
Yes. I need to rewatch that. It's been a while. But, no, I really, really love Milk. I like this sort of shit. I mean, I don't know, movies about gay rights get my dick hard. And no, not for that reason.
Yeah, sure, for that reason.
Another one you need to watch is Pride. In fact, I might even give it to you for a film swap sometime because you've been refusing to watch it for all these years. Oh, it's a great movie. It's so good.
Just pulled me off. It's just old people sitting around.
I hated the trailer too. It's a great film. It is a great film. But That's a discussion for another day. Milk is fantastic. James Franco's in there. He played his boyfriend for like the first portion of the movie. He was really good. And it just made me mad to see that how much ignorance there is still, how much hatred and ignorance there is still in this world. And it's about like these, congressmen and shit. They want to take rights away from gay people. They want to make it legal to like fire gay teachers and shit because they're perverts. They're going to corrupt our kids. And what's the sad thing is these people still exist in politics today. A lot of people still have this mindset, and and
Stan, you call your friend an asshole like a regular kid.
You Philly girls. Yeah.
You're an asshole, Karen. Fuck yeah, I'm a fan ass, huh?
Again, I watched Win It All on Netflix, which we've already talked about, and I watched a movie recommendation from Jaren, and just one where our tastes did not align. I really, really hated this movie, Sleepless in Seattle. I don't mind me a good rom-com, and the operative word here is good, because I didn't really enjoy this at all. I mean, the first half had some good stuff, and let me tell you, Tom Hanks is the man. Like, Tom Hanks is fantastic in it. He's just the man. He's really, really funny. Like when his kid's trying to convince him to go across the country for this woman he's never met. He's like, "What if she's a psychopath? Didn't you see Fatal Attraction?" No. Well, I did, and it scared the shit out of every man in America. That made me like he's just going off with his kid. Did you see this R-rated movie?
The kid's like 9.
Yeah.
And it came out years before. It's not even like a recent movie. He's just asking him.
It's like, yeah, that makes sense. But like, I know Jaren disagrees here, but my fundamental issue with the movie is I fucking hated Meg Ryan's character, Annie. She was just really unstable. Like, as her friend says to her, "You just want a movie romance." And it's like, yeah, she kind of does, because she throws away everything for this guy who doesn't really know she exists. And I'm like, yes, fair enough, destiny, romance and stuff. But like, you got to draw the line somewhere. And she leaves her fucking fiance, Bill Pullman, who's nothing but nice to her the whole time, but he sneezes a couple times, and there are shots of her like looking at him very judgmentally for sneezing and shit. And like that's all he does wrong. He doesn't do anything wrong.
Jacob, what if he gave her a cold, mate?
Oh,
what if he gave her a cold?
When she dumps him at this restaurant in the
Pneumonia.
city, she tells him, "Hey, this guy I've been fucking writing letters to, he might be up on that building over there, so I'm leaving you and I'm going to go up on that building." And he's like, "Oh, okay. You shouldn't have to settle for me." And I'm like, bitch, he should be the one settling for her. Like, he takes it so well. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. And then I was just fucking seething with anger at the end of the movie.
Colds lead to pneumonia, Jacob. You could have killed her, mate. You gotta think of these things.
It's so, like, it is the definition of schmaltz, that movie. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Great film.
Had to have that rant. I watched Michael Clayton with George Clooney, another one that's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I Am Shiva, the God of Death. It's a great character study that's kind of masquerading as this corporate lord drama sort of movie. And the opening sequence is incredible. You got Tom Wilkinson with this sort of mysterious sort of monologue, and it's really, really intense. You don't know what it's about at all, which really intrigues you and sets you up for the whole movie. And while I don't know if the movie ever lived up to the heights that breathtaking scene promised, it won me over at the end, because there's a mic drop at the end. I was like, oh shit, yes. And so it's a great movie.
Old Jason Bourne mic drop. They Jason Bourned it, did they?
My favorite Jason Bourne mic drop is fucking how do you know him? How do you know something like that? Are you not in my office? Well, if I was in your office, we'd be having this conversation face to face.
How do you know I'm not in your office? Because if I was, we'd be having this conversation face to face. Hangs up.
Oh shit!
Or what about in Jason Bourne, when she goes back to her car and there's just a tape sitting there and it plays it and it's their whole conversation? I was like, no, he didn't. I rewatched Steve Jobs, and I liked it so much more this time. I hadn't seen it since we first watched it in 2015, and I liked it back then, but I didn't love it. And I'm like, yeah, it's alright, but
we watched it on like a shitty bootleg copy, and I've got it on Blu-ray now, and I watched it on that, and it felt like a completely different movie. I was riveted for every second. That second act moment where he's arguing with Jeff Daniels, fuck.
Dude, Def Daniels was fucking excellent.
Dude, Def Daniels should have been nominated for an Academy Award for that.
Poor guy lost his hearing.
Yeah, fucking... But that scene when he's arguing with him is so damn intense when it's intercutting with all like the shit that happened about how he left the company. It's just the movie's like turned up to 11 the whole time. It is really intense and it's like a theatrical play. And Fassbender was fantastic and probably would have won an Oscar any other year if Leo hadn't been up against him. And you know what I think? I think that if Leo had already won an Oscar previously, I think Fassbender would have beaten him.
I disagree. Do you think Fassbender was better than Leo in 2015?
I'm not talking personal preference. I'm talking Academy-wise. This was just Leo's. It was Leo's time. I think if Leo had already won one, I reckon Fassbender would have won that Oscar.
I disagree. I think they really base it on, he has a large body of work.
Well, they do.
Otherwise, why would Amy Adams have been nominated like 6 times and not won yet?
Well, she hasn't had a Revenant yet. You know, she hasn't had a Wolf of Wall Street yet. She's consistently amazing, but she hasn't had that caliber of a performance.
Why didn't Sylvester Stallone win for Creed? Sorry,
because he shouldn't have. Because Tom Hardy should have won that.
Well, yes, but based on your logic,
like,
Sylvester Stallone should have actually.
Aside from the first Rocky, he hadn't really done any other fantastic performances. He was great in Copland, I'll say. He was really good in that. But then Leo had Wolf of Wall Street, Django, like years of performances that were pretty much worthy. I thought he should have won for Wolf of Wall Street, but anyway, that's a discussion for another time. But I still, he definitely should have won for, or Django. I would have given him the win for Django Unchained, and he wasn't even nominated.
Christoph Waltz is better than Leo and Django.
They're both on par, but
wait, do you want to hear
I
my
watched
impression?
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels as well. What'd you say?
Do you want to hear my impression of you? Well, I watched Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and it was a really good movie. You take like 400 seconds in between each word, mate.
You know, I'm just, I like to taste each word, that's just my delivery. I like to, I like to really mean what I'm saying, Jaron, okay?
That's fair.
I'm chewing the scenery here. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was really, really fun, and Kane and Martin were great. And has Steve Martin just always had grey hair? Like,
I think so.
Like, was he born out? Did he come out of the womb with little grey hairs sprouting out of his head? I really, really enjoyed it. I loved the ending, except the final scene, but the ending, like the climactic moment, the reveal, if you will. Well played, movie. I didn't see that coming. And but then they added this.
You messaged me the floor, and you're like, "What the fuck? That doesn't even make sense." And I'm like, "Just bloody watch the rest of the film, mate."
No, my flaws with the final scene, I don't think it was necessary. I think it was too much. I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but they should have left it at after the reveal and then just ended it there. The final scene was just tacked on and it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, can you hear my dog in the background?
Yeah, I can. Hey, Ali.
She just that is officially our first guest on the podcast.
Oh, sweet.
There we go.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Matt.
Thanks for your input. And finally, today, just before we recorded, I watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I've had the Blu-ray sitting on my shelf for a while, and it was really, really beautifully shot. The train robbery sequences were amazing. I mean, they're not as good as the train robbery sequences in The Assassination of Jesse James by the Carol Robert Ford, but that was some damn good train robbery sequences.
What about Deidre and Laney rob a train?
Hey?
What about
Go
Deidre
fuck
and
yourself. Robert Redford, young Robert Redford and young Paul Newman, they were sexy people. And the movie really, and it's a good bromance, and that's when the movie. Shut up!
Wait, dude, we're 25 minutes and we're still on diary display.
Well, we've covered a lot more topics rather than just these movies. And what was I going to say? Their bromance is really good. The movie worked best when they were focusing on their bromance elements, and when it focused on a bunch of other shit, it didn't really work. And there were a lot of montage, and there's this one scene where he just like starts riding around on a bicycle with this girl, and it's like raindrops are falling on my head, and I'm like, what is this scene? It feels like it's out of a romantic comedy. But no, I did quite enjoy that motion picture. And that's it for our diary display. Hey, we don't have too much to get through today. We can take our time, we can take the scenic route, if you will. But that's it for our diary display, and we got a little bit of news to get into, and we got the big one first. Some trailer talk, and it's the Thor Ragnarok first trailer we've gotten, the first footage we've gotten from that movie. And I know I'm often critical of trailers on this show, but I fucking loved it.
How good was it, man? Alright, so it starts off with Thor. He's like rolled up in a chain. He's obviously been caught because we see he tries to fight Hela, played by Cate Blanchett. How sick does she look, man? Her headpiece is amazing too.
Everyone's like, Thor's fighting Hulk, Thor's fighting Hulk. I'm like, Cate Blanchett is a Marvel villain! Yes!
Yeah, and she catches his Mjolnir and crushes it in one hand. And then he gets sent to a gladiator arena. We see lots of shots of Idris Elba running through what looks like a forest, lots of stuff, and then Thor's I
thought he was Bishop from X-Men at first.
Yeah, same. And then he's standing behind a wall, and he enters, and Jeff Goldblum's there, sitting next to Loki.
The Grandmaster.
Yeah, and then he's like, introducing, you're incredible. And then Hulk, here comes my only flaw with the trailer. Hulk doesn't bloody wait for the door to open, he just crashes through. How much times are they going to have to fix that door? Does he do it every time? Do
That's
they
a part of
rebuild
his
it every
entrance.
time?
That's in the budget.
So they just rebuild it every time?
Yeah, yeah. That's
and
just
then
his
he's like,
entrance.
and then Thor, and then everyone's like terrified of the Hulk because he's like a badass, and they're all like, and then Thor's like, and they're all like,
I didn't see the coming.
I
didn't see the coming,
neither.
and I'm like
we're friends from work.
That's Taika Waititi's humor, man. He loves awkward humor, and I'm really, really cool to see how he introduces that into this. But just on top of all that, visually, it looks so full of life. It doesn't look bland. I know a lot of people complain about the MCU looking bland. It looks very, very colourful. The shots of Hela look very, very gothic. And I love Thor's outfit. At first, I had some complaints about the short hair, but I'm like, nah, it looks fucking cool.
Yeah, I
and we got the helmet.
Sweet. Oh, well, we've only had the helmet once, and it was for about 40 seconds. But we finally have it back again, and it doesn't look as good as in the first one, but it just looks like a gladiator thing that he chucked on. So I'm
well, it
really
looks like
glad
this
he
is
has
one
it.
that they've given him.
Yeah. No, I'm just really, really excited for it. Jeff Goldblum looks sick. I'm just really, really keen for it. And I have a theory. that the Hulk recognizes Thor, and the reason he didn't stop to be like, oh yeah, we do know each other, is because obviously he can control it a bit more now. So I reckon
because they want to be able to escape.
I reckon they fight, and Hulk fights, and Thor doesn't know this, but he puts on a show for the crowd, and then later maybe when he's Bruce meets Thor and tries to team up to escape. Who's to say?
You'd hope this is all early in the film, eh? You'd hope.
You would. I reckon it definitely is.
Because I don't really know what the fuck's going on still. I mean, there's a gladiator arena. Yeah. Why they're there, I don't know. He's been captured. Loki's there.
Well, there's it looks like Loki is working with Hela. And then Hela banishes him to this arena. That's why Loki's there, to make sure everything's going smoothly. Because obviously, as we know, Loki has taken over the mantle as Odin's son. And then I'm guessing it's either that or Hulk is just he loves being a gladiator because people worship him, and he's just allowed to just fucking hit people. He doesn't have to be scared. So some way or other, either Thor gets to Earth and sees Doctor Strange, or maybe Doctor Strange rescues him. I don't know. Because as we know, Doctor Strange is going to be in it from the.
But bro.
Yeah.
You gotta feel bad for Thor. He's gone from having a chance to root ScarJo to fucking gladiator fighting on another planet.
Yeah, no, I feel real bad for him.
But I'm glad they've done away with that, because that was such a fucking stupid plot element.
So Thor wasn't the one rooting ScarJo, it was Hulk.
No, I was talking about Hulk.
You said Thor.
I said
Everyone
Hulk.
Go back about 10 seconds, and he said Thor. Anyway,
if I said Thor, I apologise, but I meant Hulk. But I'm pretty sure I said Hulk.
No, it was pretty dumb. But no, And yeah, so
you
I'm
and
really
Banner
keen
better
for that.
not be playing hide the zucchini.
Oh, shut up. So yeah, it just looks like a wicked trailer. And I really love the song for it. The song, if you look at the lyrics, is all about Norse mythology and stuff, and gods.
Daddy
and...
Taika Waititi is here to save the MCU.
Yeah, so I'm just so keen for it. Jacob, Carrie Fisher is going to appear in episode 9 as well as 8, and not in CGI. They're going to reuse shots. What do you think about that?
Nah, they'll take shots from A New Hope and then CGI age her up.
Yeah. No, I have a feeling that all the things they recorded with her for episode 8, they'll probably cut in half and be like, we'll save some of this for episode 9 so she can live out the trilogy. So I
just wonder, is that going to drastically alter their plot? Because you'd think if she was a big part of the plot, then you wouldn't be able to do that.
She wasn't that big a part of a plot in episode 7.
No, but like the fact that they really want to have her in 9 must mean that she's a big part of the plot. But
but Ryan Johnson's directing it. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. If she's integral to episode 8 and they're taking some of her stuff out and moving it to 9, will that fuck with the structure of 8?
Who knows? I doubt it.
Yeah, but I guess it's better than using CGI.
Yeah, the studios know how bad their prequels are. They're not going to let their new movies be bad. But
yeah.
I mean, it is cool we get to see Carrie Fisher one more time, and it's gonna bring all the nerds to tears.
Well, two more times.
2 more times, yeah. Well, one more time after 8, I mean. But hopefully they do it right, and they're Disney. They probably will. And Jacob, Eric Roth, writer of movies like Curious Case of Benjamin Button and one of my favourite movies, Forrest Gump, is going to adapt the remake of Dune for Denis Villeneuve's 2019 film. What do you think about that?
Well, Denis finding a home in the sci-fi genre, which is cool. Because I loved Arrival. Blade Runner looks tits, and I don't know much about Dune. I haven't seen the original, but I'm going to have to before this one rolls around. But I think it's a big sort of universe, like a big project. So
it's a David Lynch
easy
film
to bring to the screen.
But it's also a remake of a film from the 50s, so this will be a remake. But I
think Jorodowski did one or something. But fucking, it's big. I don't know much about the plot, but I know there's a lot of stuff that happens in it. I'm going to let you talk.
Bloody bet stuff goes down and happens, mate. So we've actually already talked about Dune, I think, in a few
I think we
ago.
reported that when Villeneuve signed on to direct it, but we want to talk about Denis again because we're going to do a bit of a spotlight on him later on because we've both seen most of his films now. And whatever this guy does, I'm there opening day. Well, actually, I won't be there opening day because none of his movies come to my cinema, except Prisoners, which was nice.
Yeah, that was weird.
But we saw that with a few mates, and we were like, "Holy shit, that was a good film. That was
fucking good." Yeah,
that was the best movie of 2013.
That was a pleasant film. I wouldn't go that far, but it was a pleasant film.
You wouldn't say it's the best movie of 2013?
Pleasant is not the right word to use. No, I wouldn't. That goes to Rush. But yeah, pleasant is not the right. Pleasant is not the right word to use.
Might be in my top 5.
It's Rush. For me. Should we go to our film swap this week?
Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm keen for doing it. It's good that they've hired a good writer, which means they actually care about it being good rather than just making it for a cash grab. Because I think it's a story that you can interpret a lot of different ways, and the original, while people liked it, it's not like beloved, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you can improve upon. I'm just speaking speculatively because I have not seen the original also, and I don't know anything about it.
Unless the movie's a direct adaptation of like a book or something, Denis is pretty much always there with story credits. So you know,
what I love about Denis
has a way he wants it to go.
He works with the screenwriter. And that's what I've listened to interviews of like Eric Hassera on Arrival and stuff, and he said he was shocked at how much Denis let him be a part of the process because a lot of directors will just take the script and tell the writer to fuck off. I'm doing it now, like the FBI taking over a crime scene. But
I'm in charge. Not anymore. You're now.
We're Special Agents Johnson and Johnson. We're here. This is our crime scene now.
Fucking Die Hard. This is our grant to know.
Fucking Johnson. Yeah, no, Johnson.
I'm really glad that they're actually going into this. Obviously they really have obviously Denis is going to have a way he wants to go, and they're going to do that. All right. So our film swap this week, it's our weekly segment where I give a movie I've been bugging Jacob to watch for a while. He gives me one. And this week, Jacob, do you want me to introduce your movie?
I'll give you yours first. You can go first. And the movie I've given you is... just got to remember what it is. Yep, got it. It's that one.
Adam Wingard's The Guest.
Adam Wingard's movie, because for a while only I had seen The Guest and you had seen Your Next and we hadn't seen the other. I've seen both now. Now Jaren's seen both because I made him watch The Guest this week because I love The Guest. Dan Stevens is great in it and it's a great 80s throwback thriller.
Alright, so that's just about it, Jacob. I'll introduce what I gave you.
Tell the kids about it.
So The Guest, a soldier introduces himself to the Peterson. So there's this family and they have a son who was in the army, and when their son is KIA, they're really sad about
Killed
it.
in action.
Guy appears, you're right. A guy appears on their doorstep and is like, and his name is it's not. I'll be like, his name's Dan. No, wait, no, it's Stephen. No, he appears on his name. He appears on their doorstep and he's like, yeah, I was friends of your I was friends of your son. I served next to him. I day next to him. They look on their wall, and surely enough, next to his army picture with his squad, there's a picture of him. And so they let him into their bloody life, mate. They let him into the house, and he sits there. And then after like a strange coincidence of deaths around the town, all closely related to that family, they start to think, maybe this David guy's not what he thinks. Now, I'm not going to spoil it because it's a bit of a thriller mystery, and it turns into like a horror film towards the end, a real on the edge of your seat thriller. Ethan Embry is really good in this. Dan Stevens is the man, though. He is absolutely terrific in this film. His screen presence is electric. Every time he's on, it's just so damn good. He plays like this perfect guy. He's the perfect person, like from his bone structure to the way he talks, his manners, how he can put his
bone
away
structure.
Like it's no one's business. Yeah, man. He's just perfect. Almost
yeah,
as if
he's so
been
charming.
Experimented on? I don't know.
But the movie never really tries to tell you that he's actually a good guy.
Oh, never.
Which is cool. It's more interested in like the style and everything, and he's very, very charming, but you can see the dead looks in his eyes when he's like alone. And the family love him because he's got something for all of them, The dad just wants a friend to drink with. The kid is like getting bullied. The mum is lonely, and so
the daughter wants a room, so.
Yeah, but she is skeptical of him the whole time, really.
But not until she sees that bod. Then for a good 15 minutes, yeah, all right,
he makes her a mixtape.
Yeah, hey,
no, she makes him a mixtape. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just I really, really enjoyed this one. It's just such a bloody fun ride. Like, I loved watching it. This is one I want to rewatch like next week. Like, I really enjoyed this one. It's pretty short, so it doesn't drag. It's so damn good. I only had a couple issues. Like, sometimes this perfect guy who's like trained to in the army, like to be the perfect fighter and to assess everything and leave no trails. Like, at one point he'll just be standing outside a window on this confidential phone call, just like talking out loud, and someone will just be there listening to him and then run away and he won't know. I was like, why would you just be standing there doing that? Like, it's pretty silly. But no, it's just, I just bloody love this film, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's one of the better film swaps I've seen. I absolutely adored every second of it.
There's a couple spoiler things I want to talk about, but I'll talk to those with you after the show. Jaron, the big question, what's the best Adam Wingard film, The Guest or Your Next?
I have to rewatch Your Next, but Your Next.
I've watched them both like a few times, and I'd say I like The Guest more, but I love both. Like, they're both like 4.5 star out of 5 movies for me.
Yeah, they're pretty bloody great. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard because I haven't seen Your Next in like 3 years, and I don't really remember it, but I remember it being awesome. But I
watched it like 3 times last year.
I really have. Well, I want to buy The Guest and rewatch it again on Blu-ray, because I just loved it. All right, I gave this week a movie I love, and I actually watched it for the first time at Jacob's house when I was over there when he was at work. I loved it so much that I watched the second one right after, and then I got home and watched 3 and 4. And it's the classic buddy comedy, buddy action comedy, Lethal Weapon, Richard Donner's Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Gary Busey, and Jacob, take it away.
Gary Busey is just a great psychopath, man.
Yeah, man, he's fucking great.
How about his guy in fucking Point Break, Pappas or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to start off with a weapon. Oi, do you remember Gary Busey from Point Break, man? He's fucking great.
Well, he plays a good psychopath because he's like the main bad guy in this, and he's a fucking creepy looking dude. I mean,
Loathing in Las Vegas too. He's a fucking.
He doesn't scare me though. I'm just like, look at that goofy cunt.
Yeah,
I really like this movie. Like Mel Gibson is Riggs, I believe. I got the names mixed up a couple times. He's unhinged. Like, you aren't crazy.
I'll give you crazy.
That's the thing about this movie. It's delightfully cheesy, but there's some tonal shifts where, like, sometimes it gets like dramatic. Like, there's a scene where he contemplates blowing his own head off, like, and then it's like, you know, silly jokes and stuff. But I actually thought this movie was a lot more serious than I expected, and that worked because this is a guy who's gone through a lot of tragedies. Like, his wife is dead. He's a little bit suicidal. But, you know, aren't we all?
Who is
what I loved is that, like, it's Murtaugh's movie though. Like, we get to know him and his family and everything, and he's there, and he's had this unpredictable crazy detective just sort of he's been saddled with this guy, and it's really Murtaugh's story about dealing with him, and Riggs really is there, and he's this unpredictable guy, and we as the audience don't know what the fuck he's gonna do, but, you know, what he says to Murtaugh, like, you know, the one thing keeping me alive, it's the job, and they bond over the job, and they end up really seriously trying to take down these drug guys or whatever they are, and that's my only issue with it. Really, the plot. I didn't really like. Yeah, the villains. There's a drug shipment. Like, okay, there wasn't really that much to it. When it's a buddy movie, it's brilliant. It's a masterpiece. I just didn't really care that much about the plot and the villains. And how about the ending where they could just arrest the guy, but Mel Gibson's like, nah, I've got to prove I have a bigger dick than him. We got to have a fist fight.
Oh, I love
and
that
they have
fist fight, man.
They have this fucking 5-minute long fist fight. They get this
in the
polls
rain.
Get involved in shit. Yeah. It's like they don't have to. They could just arrest him, but Mel Gibson's like, nah, I got to prove I'm a man. It's like,
boy, does he?
Yeah, I mean, boy, does he. I mean, that haircut's enough to prove he's a man.
Oh god, yeah, that mullet is just gorgeous. No, I really liked it. When I watched it, I was really involved in the drug and the prostitution ring that the bad guys were around, but I've had more time to sit on it. I love this film.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't think it was that great as an action detective movie, but as a buddy movie, it is the ultimate buddy cop movie. It basically started that genre. Well, the buddy cop genre.
You love the second one, then it's a lot less on the bad guys.
And I have to thank Lethal Weapon, because without it, my favourite movie of all time, Hot Fuzz, probably wouldn't exist.
Nope.
So, yeah, that's Lethal Weapon. I'd probably give it like a 3.5 stars out of 5, and now I've got to watch the second one. That's the thing with watching a movie, you're like, fuck, this means I've got to watch 4 movies now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't seen you watch any of the other Rocky movies.
Yeah. They're not even meant to be good, so...
What are you talking about? They're all good.
I know you loved them, but...
No, they're all positive except number 5.
I love the first one, I love Creed, and I just don't have the interest in watching them all. One day, maybe. Are they all on Netflix?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just... I really don't give a shit. I like the Rocky movies.
You should watch them.
But it's just one of those things where I don't give a shit. You should watch
them. You should give them a chance. They're really fun.
Give me Rocky 2 as a film swap, and maybe it'll inspire me to watch them all. But it's been like it's been like 2 years since I watched Rocky 1, but I think I like Creed more. But anyway, that's we're falling off into tangential territory again. But now we're going to talk about. Thank you, man. I've got my thesaurus in front of me.
Yeah, that's good. I just look up synonyms before I say a word. Yeah, this. So now we're
just while we're talking, Jaren. That was a very good. Give me a moment.
Idea.
Thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. let's go into our director's spotlight, which we haven't
done
done in a while, but
like 10 podcasts, but we finally
it's tough because sometimes you get a director and you're like, we want to do a spotlight, but we want to do a top 5. But so we're going to do both. We're going to talk about the great man Denis Villeneuve, talk about his style and his career a little bit, and then go into a top 5 ranking of his movies. Because we've both seen 6. The only ones we haven't seen are like his real early ones, like Maelstrom and August something on Earth, something like that. Yeah, but no, Denis Villeneuve, he really didn't burst on the scene for us until Prisoners.
Yeah,
I'd never heard of him before that.
Yeah, well, before Prisoners, all his mainstream movies came after Prisoners. Like, before that, he'd done Incendies in 2010, 2009, Polytechnique. And then, like you said, Maelstrom and August 32nd, who we still haven't seen. But, no, as soon as Prisoners came out, we were like, shit, man, I want to see whatever this guy...
Who is this fucking guy?
And I remember as soon as Enemy came out, we were on it. And I was like, what the... I didn't know, like, man, like, Sicario a couple years ago was great, written by Taylor Sheridan, who went on to get nominated for Hell or High Water, and Arrival.
On Sunday, it was no tiny film, though. Like, it was nominated for the Oscar for foreign film, so it was on the map. We'd just never really heard of it.
Yeah,
but
god damn,
it's,
one of my
I went back and watched it now. But yeah, so... If you go back to the start, he's still really based in Canada, I think, and that's where he started his career. He made a lot of French-Canadian movies, and Polytechnique, if you haven't heard of it, is like set around this school shooting, like this real school shooting, and it was very, very dark, but it was very respectful to the victims and stuff like that.
It's shot in black and white because really he wanted to have a lot of blood, but if all the blood was in colour, it would have been moved up to NC-17.
It may be one of the darkest of his movies, but I think it's just about the least mean-spirited.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying? Yeah, because movies like Prisoners and Sicario are very, like, mean-spirited. Yeah, Arrival was probably his most, optimistic film. But for a while, he became known, and he's commented on this too, like, he became known as the guy who just makes really dark, fucked up movies.
Yeah.
But he's actually, like, a really sweet and positive sort of guy in real life, which is... Sorry, man. Which is good to see, and thanks, man.
It's what you get when you do a podcast with a fat guy. You just like burps, just at any time.
Shut the fuck up. I drank too much water, and now it's the bubbles.
Oh, the water,
the fizzy bubbles in the water are rising.
I didn't know you drunk carbonated water. That's cool, man.
I just drank some acid.
I really enjoy Polytechnique. It's a really short movie. It's not too long. And yeah, as I said, it's in black and white, and it's just about this. It just follows this.
And you have to read it.
You get into the minds of lots of different people. You do. You have to read his first 2 movies. So
oh no,
sorry, guys.
Not those gosh darn subtitles.
Jacob, I don't like reading films, so I don't tend to watch foreign films.
Oh my god! Don't even start.
It's yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you refuse to watch films on the basis of subtitles, then how do I put this politely? Go fuck yourself.
Jesus. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Yeah, and Polytechnique, it blasted him onto the scene, and straight after that, he started making his next movie that came out the very next year. That was nominated, like we said, for Academy Award for Best Foreign Film, and that was Incendies, a film swap we did a couple podcasts ago. And Incendies is about a mother's so a mother dies, and her last wishes is for her 2 kids to
Spoilers,
go and find.
Man.
It's not this. What are you talking about?
I'm joking. It's revealed she's dead in the opening scene.
I was like, wait, are you being serious? I'm not entirely sure. No, I really love the opening scene with all the kids getting their heads shaved. That was a fucking great scene.
And the music they used was great. We already talked about that.
Yeah, so it opens with the mother's death, and she wants her on her deathbed, she wants her 2 kids to go and give a letter to their long lost brother and a letter to their long lost father. They have to go find them. And it's their journey. It's 2 stories. It's the kids' journey to find them, and then the second story is
I think it's based on a play.
Yeah, it's it is adapted, but it's just fantastic.
And what I like about Villeneuve is that he just about uses a different screenwriter for every film.
Yeah.
So like he's a guy who he's a master with the camera, a master of controlling the story, but he's not a guy who wants to, he's not a guy who's like making all his own stories. He's finding these great screenplays and then like bringing them to life and doing them justice, which I really, really love about him. He's one of these like directors who is just, you can give him anything and he'll make it great.
Yeah, it is based on a play by the same name, and yeah, he is like obviously, like you said, he works really close with his screenwriters, and because he knows what he wants to direct.
Sicario did with Taylor Sheridan, who went on to make Hell or High Water. Now, like that,
already said that.
This dude's a
you're not
good
wrong.
screenwriter.
You're not wrong.
What?
Nothing. Anyway.
Yeah.
He did, yeah. And then in 2013, 3 years later, he took a break for a year and then came back. And this was a big task. This is the movie that landed him on the map. And one of my personal favourites, and Jacob, this is Prisoners.
Well, yeah, this movie blew us away. This is where like, oh my god, who's this? When we didn't know who he was, we were like, who's Denis Villeneuve?
Who's Denis Villeneuve?
This Denis bloke knows how to make a film.
He bloody does, mate. And it's Denis Villeneuve, yeah, again, like we just said, and it stars Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Terrence Howard, Melissa Leo, Paul Dan. It's a huge cast for his first kind of American mainstream film. Because lots of people wanted to work with him after.
I think Ensondi's really gave him,
and
increased his dick size, if you will.
This is one of his darkest films. It's about two kids getting kidnapped and possibly tortured, and it's not even his darkest film. That's just saying. That's what you need to know about this guy. It's damn good, isn't it?
But it is dark. It's a classic, like David Fincher style, bleak mystery thriller, and that it's been a while since we've had a movie of that kind be that good.
Oh yeah, this is the best David Fincher film that's not directed by David Fincher. Like,
I'd put it right up there with stuff like Seven.
It is. Oh goddamn, yeah. It's Prisoners and Seven. They're kind of they're about completely different subject matters, but they're actually really shot the very same, and there is a lot of similarities between them, especially in tone and matter, and it's just they are very similar filmmakers, especially in this one. And Prisoners, it's so damn good. Hugh Jackman, in my opinion, gives one of the best, most underrated performances of the decade. He is
should have been nominated. Jackman was incredible.
Tragedy. Jake Gyllenhaal in it too, man, plays an officer, and he worked really closely with Denis because Denis wanted him to be in it, and Jake was like, I'm not going to be in it.
They created this whole backstory for his character.
Okay, I want to create a backstory for this character. I want him to be a character that's interesting. So they worked together and made a twitch and these tattoos, and about he might have been a little diddly as a kid, and
yeah, like how he goes off at the priest, like oh, something, boys home, fucking. But I love it. He's stepped into a lot of genres. Like, he's trying his hand at everything. He's got like a drama, a true story movie, a mystery thriller, whatever the fuck Enemy is.
This is
a
probably
western,
a
sci-fi
film too, and it does not feel like 2.5 at all. Prisoners.
Oh, Prisoners. Yeah, it is quite long. And I don't know what genre you call Enemy. I guess. Mystery, thriller, mindfuck.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck.
Nature documentary about spiders.
Yeah. Yeah, so Enemy, if you don't know, Enemy is the movie. It was actually shot before Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal, but it released afterwards, edited and post all afterwards. And a man finds...
I hope he keeps working with Gyllenhaal. They need a Scorsese De Niro partnership. Come on, please.
God, I fucking hope so. He's got to get an Oscar.
Because Gyllenhaal doesn't have a director like that for him yet. He needs one that's great, that he does every movie with.
Denis would be perfect, yeah. But so we've talked about this on this podcast before when we did a top 5 dual roles, because Jake Gyllenhaal plays a man who finds his doppelganger, also played by Jake Gyllenhaal, spots him as an extra in a movie, goes and finds him. There's some striking imagery. If you're an arachnophobe, don't watch this film. The end shot there, not the end, just the old shots all the way through are just going to fucking terrify you. And it's just such a damn good movie. It's a real mystery and thrill, like you said. It's a mindfuck, it's a head scratcher.
We're going to be talking about the movies in a minute in a top 5, so we won't blow our loads yet on the movies, but it's just been cool to see his career progress, and it looks like he's falling into this niche of I think he likes sci-fi, because he's got 2 more in development after Arrival.
Oh, yeah.
Blade Runner, which is in post-production now, but that looks really cool. and now he's signed on for Dune. It's like, okay, I guess he's a sci-fi man now, which on the one hand, I'm like, yes, we need more great sci-fi movies. But on the other hand, I'm like, Denis, please continue doing everything.
Branch out, do everything. He's done a bit of everything. He's done everything except a light-hearted film.
I don't mind that, though. I
don't really want him to do a light-hearted film. I think he's good at what he does.
He could do like a comedic drama.
Oh, yeah, good.
Like, I reckon.
But, yeah, in 2015, this, I think, Prisoners well received, but Prisoners was not as well seen as the movie that put him on the map. This is Sicario, Jacob. Everyone saw Sicario, and everyone loved it, and this is, I think this is the movie that solidified him as one of the best directors working today with a small filmography. Like, everyone wanted to see this.
I mean, after Prisoners, he'd already earned my money for no matter what.
Oh, yeah, mine, but it was very underseen, especially
this really put him on the wide stage.
Oh, yeah. He was up there. This is why everyone was anticipating Arrival, because of Sicario, because everyone saw it and then went to see Prisoners after that. He almost did Arrival first, and I think it worked out better in this order. Yeah, no, I would agree. Emily Blunt stars in this as an FBI agent, and it's Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro. Get great performances out of all three. FBI agent. Shut the fuck up, Johnny Utah. No, I flipped my pages.
Turn my pages, bitch.
No, it's just Sicario. It's kind of an action crime film, actually. It's about gangsters and the border and Mexicans and. All Mexicans are gangsters. We know that.
Oh, yeah, Jaron.
It's kind of an action drama. Yeah.
We should do top 5 Damien Chazelle films.
Oh, shit. Why didn't we think of that? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We could do that. How about top 5 films when Miles Teller is a drummer and J.K. Jimmins yells at him a bunch? Here we go. There we go.
Well, there's the feature and the short, so you got 2.
Well, I mean, Miles Teller isn't the drummer in the short, so kind of... That cuts out...
My bad.
And then after Sicario comes
J.K.
out...
Simmons.
Yep.
Arrival.
Were you going to talk about Sicario? Yeah, well, Jacob, this is your second favourite film.
We're going to talk about Sicario when we do our top 5.
Ooh, is this your second favourite film of last year? Arrival?
Well, if you watched our video, then you'd know that it is.
It is. Well, I didn't watch
I'm a fan of Arrival. Sorry, you didn't watch Arrival?
No, I didn't. I mean, I didn't watch our video. I didn't.
Okay.
And Arrival I was next to you in the theatre when we watched it, but no, man, I didn't.
Arrival is going to go down in history as one of the worst Oscar snubs of all time. Amy Adams, just a moment of silence for that. Okay, done.
That was a good
but
silence.
It did get him his first nomination for Best Director, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, it's
something I've been pulling for since Prisoners. He should have gotten one for Prisoners and Sicario, in my opinion.
Prisoners, maybe not Sicario. But,
yeah, Sicario.
He's just so...
Dude, how intense was that highway scene, man? Like, the guy creates tension like no one else.
The best goddamn thing in Sicario is the cinematography. That he owes a lot to Roger.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
He shot that to shit.
Same with all his movies.
Yeah.
Prisoners did get the cinematography nomination, I think.
Yeah, which was crazy when that happened.
Big Roger Deakins, you can't dodge the Rog.
You cannot dodge the Rog.
Could Blade Runner get Roger Deakins his Oscar win?
God, let's bloody hope
please,
so. It looks incredible so far. He needs one, man. How many Oscars has he been nominated for?
Like 13 or something crazy like that.
Fuck my ass. Yeah,
all we had last year was Hail Caesar, so that was never going to happen. But
nah, Hail Caesar. I mean, he's had Shawshank, No Country, he's got A Beautiful Mind. Like, I don't know why the guy hasn't won yet, but he's been nominated.
Why did he not win for Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford?
Oh God,
I don't know what he was up against, but he should have won.
God,
probably like There Will Be Blood and shit, but still.
He was nominated twice in that year for Assassination and No Country. Anyway, so that is our director spotlight. Like, I've got a couple fun facts here because who doesn't love a couple fun facts, Jacob? When he was in college, because he's 50 now, but when he was back in college, he was actually doing science, and he abandoned that to focus solely on filmmaking at the University of, I'm not even going to pronounce that. It's like Du Quebec Montreal. It's something like that.
Nice.
His favourite film is 2001: A Space Odyssey. That obviously is his sci-fi roots. That's why he's so involved.
And he studied science.
Yeah, he did. So he's bloody. That's why he's bloody into sci-fi, mate. And one more is he bloody loves violence. That's what I wrote. He does. It's a fun fact.
Is that a quote from him?
Yeah, no, from me.
Wait, who? Oh, you.
I'm gonna interview him. Do you bloody love silence, mate? Not silence. Violence.
Wait, violence?
Yeah. Now, do you love
silence?
Underseen film from
directed by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, and collaborates a lot with Roger Deakins. But that's about it. And now we're gonna go into our top 5 for the week. Surprise.
We would like to do an episode on Scorsese. We just need to see more of his films.
I've seen about 13.
Haven't seen enough.
I think you've seen like 10. We need to see more. Yeah,
9 or 10. Yeah,
I want to watch King Kong.
But yeah, we're gonna now. We probably don't have to go too in depth on this because we're already at an hour and we talked about it a lot. But we're gonna rank 5 favorite Villeneuve films. So
it's not really 6. So it will be quick.
We won't bother with honourable mentions. We're just going to go through the list, and then you can guess which one's going to be left out. It may be the same one for both of us.
Who knows?
But
who's to say?
I guess I'll start my number 5, which is Sicario is my number 5 from him. I wasn't in love with it as much as everyone else, but I was still in love with it. That's like saying fucking everybody thinks The Dark Knight's the greatest movie of all time. I really love The Dark Knight, but I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time. That's how you compare my love of Sicario with everyone else's, Really, really liked it. I don't think it's as good as Prisoners and stuff, obviously, but it's really, really great. Taylor Sheridan, it put him on our radars. Hell or High Water, now he's directing a movie this year, and but this is just so intense. I'd maintain the scene when they're crossing the border on the highway, the dudes are like waiting there with their guns and shit. So intense. The music by Johan Johansson. I hope he scores every Villeneuve movie because it's in like wow, something like that.
No, that was Inception.
Those low droning, but Sicario is like those low droning hums. It kind of what reminded me of it. The music at the end of Life reminded me of the Sicario score a little bit.
It really did. That last shot especially.
Yeah. But no, Johan Johansson's a great composer. Great score. That's Sicario. Great musical score. That's why it's on my list.
Bloody
Jaren,
good
your number 5.
You love your music. My number 5 is going to be Enemy. Jake Gyllenhaal vehicle. He plays 2 people. We've talked about it. It's so damn good. The imaging is so striking that you can't get this film out of your head for days after you've seen it. You're thinking about it. You're reading up. I mean, I needed like 400 websites and like 30 videos on people's different takes and opinions of what it meant, and I still don't 100% get it, but I just love Enemy, and it's one you want to sit on and rewatch, and it's just a fantastic film, one that like not many people would have the balls to make because it's really, really out there.
Oh yeah, and I think it's based off like a really old book by one of those old Russian writers or some shit, so obviously they had to adapt it to modern day. But, yeah, the spider imagery is really scary, and Gyllenhaal was one of his best performances too, so we have Villeneuve to thank for that. Villeneuve, I keep saying Villeneuve because that's what I called him when I first heard of him. Is that Dennis. It? Are you done with Enemy?
I am.
Big Dennis. Okay, my number 4 is a movie, it's Polytechnique, and now let me tell you about the musical score for Polytechnique, Jaren. Oh, bloody... No, I don't know who did the score for that one, but it's it's a dramatization of the massacre at the Polytechnique High School in Montreal in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and this guy went into the school with a gun, and he basically, we got to know the killer a little bit, which in some movies would have been a bit tasteless, but I think it's important to know why he did this, not to understand or sympathize with him, but to show the fucking hatred that
we should
this
really
guy
feel
had.
bad for the guy who killed a bunch of kids. We just have to.
Yeah, but like this guy was a misogynist. He hated women, and he went in and killed all the like female engineering students. And he's like, "You guys want to be engineers?" Like he basically was like, "Oh, women can't fucking take our jobs." He was a really unstable misogynist, and he went into an engineering classroom and like separated the girls from the boys, made the boys leave the room, and then he like killed pretty much all the women. And the movie, after the shooting, we kind of follow the stories of 2 of the survivors. One guy who he tried to save some people during the massacre, but like he failed, and it's been kind of eating him up. And another one about one of the girls who was in that engineering classroom that survived, and how they dealt with the shooting, and I really love that element of it. There's one like long helicopter shot towards the end of that movie that blew me away. It was gorgeous. If you know the one I'm talking about, and it's shot in black and white because I think they didn't want to show blood because they thought that would be a bit much. And but it is a very respectful telling of it, and there's a great monologue the girl has at the end, like if I have a daughter, I'll tell her the world is hers. If I have a son, I'll teach him how to love, and shit like that. And it's a very good movie. And I recommend it if you haven't gone and checked that one out, Jaren.
Yeah, damn good film. My number 4 is On Sunday. And On Sunday, I mean, I sound like a poof when I say it, but it is On Sunday. It's how it's pronounced.
That's my number 3 coming up, so I'll jump in.
Oh, we'll just both bloody jump in then, mate. So my number 4 and Jacob's number 3 is On Sunday, and like we said, it's 2 stories. One of a woman trying to escape her town because she's a woman and she's Mexican and she's trying to get away, trying to find her son, and then
I don't think she's Mexican.
Kids, no, she's not, actually. You're damn right. But she's Middle Eastern.
Canadian and Middle Eastern. Yeah.
Middle Eastern, Canadian. And then the other
it's like they're brown, they're Mexican.
Yeah, that's... Jesus. Yeah. And so the 2 kids are looking for... it's basically the 2 kids are looking for their dad and their brother, and basically it's pretty much all unknowns, all these actors, and it really works out well for the story. You can really get inside these heads. You don't see the actors, you just see the characters they're portraying. It's such a good study. And
the school shooter from Polytechnic plays the son in this.
Yeah, and it's just such a tragic story. Like, the mother's story is absolutely tragic. I found her kind of compelling at the start, but by the end I was like, why is she just a fucking bitch? And by the end you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, like, I love this movie from start to finish. Like, it's beautifully shot as always, well acted, and I don't know, some foreign films struggle to hold my attention, and it's like, it's a bit weird, I don't really get it. But this movie just felt universal to me, and it was very, very well done plot-wise, and even the whole journey leading up to the big reveal. Like, there's some really intense moments when she gets on that bus, and the soldiers like grab everyone off the bus and shit, and she tries to save that person's kid, and it's just it's really, really tense the whole way through, and just an interesting mystery as she goes and tries to find the past. But dude, the reveal at the end, without spoiling, was like, fuck. Are movies even allowed to do that?
Yeah, it's one of the most messed up endings I've ever seen. Like, I couldn't imagine that. Like, that's pretty... I cried at the end of this movie because I was just like, whoa. I did not. Whoa. It was just so out there. Yeah, I was
like this is like a very narrowly number 3. Like, this and my number 1 and 2 are both also 5 out of 5 movies. I think it's perfect. And we tally up movies that we watch for the first time every year. I've watched nearly 150, and this is still the best one, I think.
God damn, nice. Yeah.
Jaren, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is 2016's Arrival. Arrival is just a movie.
I thought that would be lower for you.
I gave it a 4, man. I love it. Arrival.
Yeah, but you were always getting angry that everyone else loved it.
No,
kind of like how I said earlier, I didn't like Sicario as much as everyone else.
I wasn't getting angry at them. I was getting angry when they were saying it's the best sci-fi movie in the past 30 years, and I was like, it's not.
It's one of them. It's one of them.
No, it's not. Anyway, I love Arrival. It's really, really great, and Jacob's gonna have it later on, so I'm just gonna...
It's my number 2, so I'll join you in a minute.
Yeah, so it's just so damn good, and Amy Adams plays a linguist, and she is recruited...
She's a very cunning linguist, Jaren.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. And she's recruited to go and talk to these aliens who have landed all around Earth for some unknown reason. She has to figure out why. She's there with Jeremy Renner, who's there for some reason, and Forrest Whitaker is the one who recruits him, and they go up there and they try to talk to her. They figure out their language, and it's the story of how the world can be united for a common cause, and how violence isn't the end all be all of aliens and us. Like, how are we as a society? Like, do we just think in violence as soon as these things happen? Things can be sorted out a lot easier than that. It's really, really deep, and I really love the ending too.
It's a movie that brings up the notion of trying to achieve world peace, and I love that about it. I'm like, oh my god, yes! Optimistic space movies, yeah. Although I think, I won't get into spoilers, but I think there's also like a dark element to the ending that's kind of depressing when you think about it. If you don't know what I mean, I'll mention it after. But it is very optimistic, and it's about promoting human beings to work together, and that's ultimately what it is. It's not really about the aliens. It's about Amy Adams, and as Villeneuve says, like, he sees it as the story about a mother, and, you know, with however you see it, it's about a mother's journey, and about, you know, life, because its original title was Story of Your Life, and
better
it's a
title.
hard movie to talk about without spoilers. Yeah, it was a much better title. But Villeneuve himself didn't like that title. He said it made it sound like a romantic comedy, which I'm like, I don't know.
People will see the poster and just be like, no.
Yeah, it's like, it's a big fucking egg spaceship on there.
Yeah.
But I love the alien designs, the
Women's have
heptapods.
It's a romantic comedy.
I love their language design. They created like maybe 50 different logograms for the movie, for their language, and it's adaptation of the short story by Ted Chiang, like one of the most respected science fiction writers in the world. I haven't read the short story yet, but I'd really like to. And Amy Adams is phenomenal in it. It's a movie that just like made me continue to fall in love with her as an actor. I went back and watched a bunch of her shit. I watched Arrival twice in 2 days when it came out on Blu-ray. And I think it's a movie that you gain something new from every time you watch it. It's one of my favorite, not just sci-fi movies, one of my favorite movies ever. Like, Denis has a great track record with me. I like top tier shit. So Jaron, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be Sicario. Sicario is Mexican for hitman because that's what it's about. You know, Emily Blunt.
Because all Mexicans are hitmen.
Yeah. She gets recruited and basically, I'm not going to spoil it, but recruited and kind of manipulated into going here with this task force to go take down this drug cartel in Mexico. And like you said, he builds tension so goddamn good. That highway scene is amazing. The dinner scene, if you know what I'm talking about, the end, if you've seen it, the dinner scene with Benicio del Toro. Josh Brolin is so damn good in it. I know lots of people don't
in
like
the
it.
end, it ends up being Alejandro's story, really.
Yeah, it does. And yeah, definitely. And I know that, you know, it kind of, it fluctuates between characters. It's cool. I know those people don't like this, but I actually enjoyed the John Bernthal bit of the thing. You know, he's kind of related. He's related to both. He relates to the other story because he's one of these sicarios. And also when they find out who each other are, he just tries to kill her, and it just destroys her. And John Bernthal almost killing her just destroys her to the point where she doesn't care what she's doing anymore, and she gets a bit like I was about to say suicidal, but not that bad. She gets really like
she just sort of dives headstrong into the mission.
Her mentality just kind of destroys, because this destroys her, and John Bernthal trying to beat a killer is what triggers the rest of the movie and the ending, and it triggers her the thought process.
And she kind of drags her friend into it as well. He's a bit more level-headed,
and it's just
than her. And
love
he's the main guy in Get Out, isn't he?
Yeah, he
is. Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, and
so I thought he was really good in Sicario too. He wasn't in it a whole lot, but he was good.
Yeah, he was really good. It's so damn good.
And we haven't even talked about the opening scene where they find that fucking house with all the bodies and shit.
When they peel open the walls and there's bodies inside the walls, man. Christ, it's just a movie where I talk about it, I just love it even more. Like, Denis is so goddamn good, and it's you know, it's kind of because you know how they're trying to cross a border, but sometimes there's mentality borders that you don't want to cross. You know, it kind of works on both levels.
If Sicario didn't have the middle part of John Bernthal, I would give it a 5 out of 5.
I really love that bit, actually.
I just thought it took me out of the movie.
I loved it. And yeah, that's Sicario. So Jacob and I, we knew this when we created
evidently.
the list.
Nah, my number one's Enemy, man.
Fuck, nice. No, mine's Polytechnique. Our number one is the one that got us into Denis. We knew this before we even wrote. We didn't even tell each other. We weren't even like, hey, we're gonna have to say number one. But Jacob, we knew.
Of course, we have this. We know, like it's both our favorite movie of 2013. No, sorry, I keep forgetting about Rush. I keep forgetting Rush exists. Yeah. I love Rush. I don't know why I keep forgetting it exists.
Yeah, it's my second favorite movie of 2013. It's in my top 20 of all time, and it's Prisoners, man. Holy shit, this movie.
Yeah, maybe it's just that emotional attachment because it's the first one of his we saw, but I've gone back and rewatched it like pretty much every year since it came out, and it's just, it holds up every time. It's like there are a lot of movies where you watch it and then you don't watch it for a year and you're like, should it really be that high on my favorites list? Is it really that good? And then you watch it again and you're like, oh yeah, it is. That's right.
God damn. And every single character has a huge arc that they go through from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. Even Jake Gyllenhaal is like this calm, collected. He's this detective. He's solved everything he's ever been on, except the murder of his wife. No, he's solved every case he's ever done, and then he kind of jumps. So he's given this case where his daughter's gone missing, and he's losing his mind, and a lot of things are dragged up from his ambiguous past, and he just kind of goes crazy, and he has a couple of outbursts. Hugh Jackman goes to a place he's never gone before in his acting. He goes really. This is one of the most fucked up situations you can think of. Your daughter has been. You
look at Jackman's character, right, and you look at him, and you see that his actions and stuff, and it's easy to think, oh wow, this guy's like crazy, he's unhinged. But you think, what would you do if you're put in that situation?
Exactly.
Wouldn't you want to get your kids back at all fucking costs?
And it makes you kind of sick because you're like, fuck, I don't know. I think I would. I might even be doing this if my kid was taken. Like, this is where I could go.
You're watching that scenes, and you do feel bad for Paul Dano, especially having already seen it, knowing that it wasn't really his fault. Sorry, spoilers, but fuck, you know.
Well, I mean, it's kind of.
But like, while watching it for the first time, you kind of like, yeah, this poor guy, but you know, if he was responsible for this, it's kind of, what about when it might be the only way to ever see your kids again.
What about
it's either them or you, you know?
And he just fucking strangles it.
Yeah, and he chokes the dog, yeah.
He's
singing the girl's song.
He might not be responsible, but he's pretty fucked up, and he was singing the song, and
it's obvious he was involved.
That scene where, and also, that scene, I mean, it's really kind of heartbreaking when you look back at it, because that scene where Hugh Jackman tackles him, and he's like, they didn't scream until I left him. He's trying to give him a hint, you know? I mean, it's a fucking ambiguous hint. Like, it's a kind of, just be like, my mom has him. But, no, he
has like the intelligence of a 10-year-old.
Yeah, he tries to give him a hint, but Hugh
Jackman,
they
didn't cry until I left them.
But Hugh Jackman's just like goes out of control. Any movie where Paul Dano gets beaten to a bloody pulp is a good movie.
But, look at that swollen face of his, man. That's pretty messed up.
I mean, when Hugh Jackman is like, that is an Oscar-worthy scene. The two scenes, one is where he's got him tied to his sink, and he's like screams and he smashes the sink with the hammer and puts it to his head. He's like yelling at him, like,
and how it gets to the point where he's just kind of like begging him.
I know.
He's almost out of options. He's like, just tell me, Alex. Come on.
I know. He's got him. He built a shower hole and he's got him locked, and he's just like, come on, man, just tell me, please, just tell me.
Like, even Jackman doesn't want to hurt the guy anymore.
I know, he's like, please just tell me, I don't want to hurt you, please. And then he like says one thing, he's like, come on man, come on, tell me, just get it out. He doesn't want to do it anymore.
What's the maze? What about the maze? Tell me about the maze.
It's just goddamn heartbreaking, and it's just,
and then there's the other side, in like, you know, the red herring suspect, as usual. I think his name was Bob, the guy with the snakes.
Yeah. And
that's a subplot that could have easily gone awry, but it really worked for the movie, and it was was this guy another person who got kidnapped as a kid and was just looking for the Invisible Man with his book and everything. And I love the interaction he has with Gyllenhaal when he like comes up to the door and he's like, "Hey, were you shopping at the store? Yeah, it's not a crime. You were buying kids' clothes. Yeah. Do you have a kid? No.
Why are you buying kid clothes, man? Why are you buying kids' clothes, man?"
And then he goes to shut the door, and Gyllenhaal
he's like, bursting. "Can I come in? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna come in." No, he tries to shut the door, just like bursts through.
No, I don't think so. They both know
come in.
that he's. Yeah. They both know that he's fucked, but he still puts on the facade like, "No, it wasn't me."
Yeah, and like even Gyllenhaal, like he knows this guy's in the wrong, and he's just like, "Do you have kids, man?" Like,
really, as it plays out,
do you have kids, man?
as it plays out, he didn't really do anything that wrong. He's a weird guy, and he broke into people's house and stole clothing, but he never killed anyone, but he killed himself in custody.
Yeah.
Because he's just a damaged person.
But, I mean,
and,
he did break into people's houses. And
a big theme of the movie
Kid
is
socks.
abuse, and, you know, moving on from it.
The one other scene that I want to talk about,
and even
goddamn Oscar worthy.
Hound, just on the theme of abuse, even with Gyllenhaal's hinted at the past, like he was probably abused as a kid, and like that's just the big thing in the movie.
It really is, yeah. And one of the Oscar worthy scenes that is actually made me look at him and go, holy shit, he's not just Wolverine, he can do anything. And it's that scene where the police, they've caught the sock from the psychopath, and Hugh Jackman's there looking through photos, trying to identify to see if anything that you know, and he's like, oh, I don't know what my daughter wears. I won't be able to tell you that. Just have a look. And he's like, yeah, fuck, all right. And he's looking through the photos, and he's scrolling through them. No, and then he kind of pauses for a second, and his eyes just fucking drop, like not physically, like you can just tell he's like, oh shit, and he's like, and he just kind of starts to like well up, and he's like puts it down, and he's like, that's her sock, and he throws the picture of the sock out, and he's like that's her sock, and he just starts crying, and he's trying to hold it back, and he's also letting it out, and he looks at Gyllenhaal and he points at him, he's like, you fucking did this, you wasted time following me, you let her die, you let her do that, and he just starts fucking bawling, and you're like, it's harsh, but like he's got a point. I mean, Gyllenhaal was following him for a good, like,
I mean, yes, Gyllenhaal was right, Jackman was doing, you know, the wrong thing, but really, he should have put all his resources into looking for the kids.
And I mean, that scene where he's like,
but following Jackman kind of ended up leading him to the kids. Anyway.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, that lip quiver is just fucking amazing. And Hugh Jackman, like, he just starts like bawling and trying to hold it in. It was fucking amazing. That might be my best piece of acting that I've seen thus far this decade. It's so goddamn heartbreaking. Like, it makes me tear up every time I watch it. It's just heartbreaking to watch, because it's like, it's not just that he's crying, it's that this is the worst situation to go through, and he thinks he's lost hope, you know, his daughter's dead, he's just lost it, and it's really goddamn hard to watch.
How about when he finds the whistle in the hole?
Oh, don't.
I think we were all
that
sitting there in the theater
perfect.
the first time we saw it, just fucking crying when just he finds the whistle.
God. And he's just like, he sees the whistle and he's like...
And the music, again, was perfect.
And Melissa Leo is the old lady, man. She's so goddamn good. Yeah, that ending is perfect. Yes. Where he's like... And it ends right, I'm going to tell you how it ends. It ends with him, so the ladies put him in this hole under the garage where he used to keep the girls, and he's sitting there, and he sees his daughter's whistle, who she was going on about. That's why she left the house to go find the whistle in the first place at the start of the movie, and he sees the whistle, and he's like, oh god, she found it, and then he kind of looks at it, and he's out of breath, he's been shot, he's bleeding out. You don't know what's going to happen to him, and he just starts blowing on this whistle as hard as he can, because Jake Gyllenhaal and the other cops are outside in a snowstorm, kind of fixing up the crime scene, and he's just, and it starts with all walking away, and they're all walking away going home, and Jake Gyllenhaal kind of stops, and he's like, is that something I can hear? And then it stops, and then he's like, no, it's nothing. And then he keeps walking in the opposite direction, and then he stops again, and faintly you can hear the of the whistle, and then it just ends. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, so I guess that'll wrap it up.
Yeah, but one more thing, it's kind of a dark ending too, because I mean, if Jackman does get found, he's going straight to jail. But if he...
Oh yeah, like, that's what, he has that conversation with his wife, like, you know, will he go to jail? Probably, yeah. And like, his wife kind of stands by what he did.
She's like, I don't care, she's like, I don't care, he found my kid, he did what he said he would, that's fine. But, yeah, because he did. He found the kids first. He found them before Jake Gyllenhaal.
He did.
But, yeah, that's it.
I guess we're hitting that hour 20 mark, so I'm just trying to keep us from turning into a 2-hour-long podcast.
Yeah.
No,
that's all our segments.
Villeneuve's
for today,
the man.
Top 5. Villeneuve, he's just one of my favourite directors working. I can't wait for everything he's doing, especially Blade Runner this year. I'm really keen for. And yeah, it's just a goddamn good movie. Jacob?
Knowing me, I'll probably like it more than the first Blade Runner.
Yeah, probably. Well, you didn't even like it that much, did you?
Oh no, I really liked it.
And
I just wasn't like, greatest sci-fi movie ever, but I really liked it.
Did you watch the final cut? Or the regular?
Yep.
Oh,
Final Cut.
Well, apparently there's two different
on
endings.
Blu-ray.
I haven't researched the endings, obviously, because I don't want to spoil it. But and apparently they
Well,
don't even
I've
know
heard
which ending is
the
canon
Final
yet.
Cut is the definitive one to watch.
Apparently they don't even know what ending is canon yet, because most people
Well,
have seen the theatrical.
It'll be interesting to see where they take the story in this new one. I don't know. Harrison Ford just looks like he doesn't give a shit anymore. But we'll see.
He was so damn good in Star Wars, man. I loved him.
Have you? Yeah, he was great in Force Awakens. Have you seen that picture of like that promotional poster of them in Blade Runner? Like Gosling's in like this full outfit, and Ford's just wearing like this white shirt, and someone posted it, and it was like, "Hey Harrison, it's time for your costume fitting," and he's just like, "Fuck you."
He's a legend. All he cares about is flying his bloody plane into people, doesn't he?
He cares about almost killing people with his plane.
He's a sad old man, and he wants to die in a plane crash. He's trying to kill himself. He's crashed twice in the past 2 years. He's trying to kill
like
himself.
Riggs. He's just unpredictable.
He just does not care, yeah. Alright guys, thanks for listening to the podcast today. I hope you liked that snazzy intro. You can cut that bit out if we don't end up putting the intro in. Yeah, and it was such a really good time. We finally got to count down Denny. We've wanted to do him for a while. We're waiting for him to come back up, and it was the perfect time. Hopefully Roger gets... all you can take from this podcast is hopefully Roger gets his Oscar this year. Hopefully the Blade Runner is amazing, and Thor Ragnarok is awesome.
Yes, thanks for listening. Check us out on Twitter. We have Twitter now. Jaron mostly operates that because I forgot the password to it, but I'm sure you'll give it back to me.
I would love to. I just kind of tweet photos of movies I'm watching, and I'm like, I tweeted a photo of Casino. I'm like, guess the Scorsese movie. P.S. It's the one where Joe Pesci kills a bunch of people. So it
it's
could be
the one that's 3 hours long.
Who knows? Yeah.
So it could be any.
It's the one with Robert De Niro. It could be. Yeah. That's like 11.
It's the one about gangsters.
Yeah. No, God. It's the one with narration and freeze frames. No, but thanks for watching, guys. It's a god. Yeah. It's a thanks for watching. Chuck a like, chuck a comment. Tell us what your
follow us both on Letterboxd if you want to see what films we've been watching, or just listen to this and let us talk about it.
Yeah.
And that'll do it, I reckon. Yeah. I love film. Jaron loves children. Thanks for listening, bitch. You've just listened to the Children of Film podcast.
Man, it sucks to be you.